Everyone's favorite space probes, the Voyagers, have once again captured headlines. Recently, it seemed like we almost lost communication with Voyager 1 for good. On December 12, 2023, NASA reported that Voyager 1's flight data system, consisting of 3 onboard computers, began sending binary gibberish data back to Earth, a repeating pattern of ones and zeros that made no sense to engineers. When the glitch first occurred, engineers could still send signals to the distant probe and could tell it was still operating, but something was clearly wrong. The first attempt to fix the issue was to reboot the system, but that didn't work, and the probe kept sending nonsensical data. After months of trying every trick in the book, NASA engineers finally came up with a solution. But before delving into that, let's take a closer look at the Voyager 1 probe and see just how remarkable it is that the engineering team was able to fix the glitch in the first place. Firstly, it's astonishing that the Voyager 1 and 2 probes have been traveling in space for nearly 47 years. NASA has been working tirelessly to keep the probes operational, not only to extract as much data about interstellar space from them as possible, but also in the hopes that they'll still be operational for their 50th anniversary in space. Voyager 2 was launched first, on August 20, 1977, followed by Voyager 1 on September 5, 1977, making them the oldest active space probes. When Voyager 1's communication glitch first occurred, NASA engineers feared it might be the end of communications with the probe, describing the situation as very tense. After all, Voyager 1 has accomplished and been through. It's a spacecraft of immense importance, a scientific legend. Voyager 1 has achieved remarkable feats, such as discovering that one of Jupiter's moons, Io, is not just a dead rock but a supervolcanic world. The probe's color-processed images of volcanic activity on Io were breathtaking and a huge surprise for NASA scientists. Additionally, Voyager 1's image of Saturn was awe-inspiring. It also discovered that Saturn's largest moon, Titan, might have liquid water on its surface. These discoveries are just a few examples of the incredible contributions of the Voyager probes. The glitch in Voyager 1's flight data system, a critical component for the spacecraft's autonomous functioning during its deep space journey, posed a significant problem. Currently, the probe is an astonishing 15.5 billion miles away from Earth. The fact that we can communicate with the probe at such a distance is a remarkable achievement. The flight data system is made up of various components that manage the spacecraft's operations, including the central computer, data storage units, command interface, and telemetry systems. The primary computer aboard Voyager 1 is the Command and Data Subsystem, CDS, which processes commands from Earth and manages the spacecraft's functions. The CDS is primitive by modern standards, with only 68 kilobytes of memory and a processing speed of 88 kHz, a vast difference from modern computers. The glitch occurred in the flight data system's memory, with around 3% of it being corrupted. This malfunction could have been caused by charged particles in deep space or simply by the age of the system. NASA engineers couldn't repair the chip, so they broke the corrupted code into pieces and tucked them into spare corners of the flight data system's memory. The first fix was transmitted to Voyager 1 on April 18, with a total of 30 billion miles to traverse from Earth to the spacecraft and back. NASA had to wait nearly 2 full days to receive a response from the probe. Fortunately, on April 20, 2024, NASA received confirmation that the fix worked. Engineers will now have to rewrite the rest of the flight data system's lost code to restore the probe's ability to send home more important science data. Despite these challenges, the Voyager probes have endured. Contact with Voyager 2 was lost in August 2023, and engineers initially thought that would be the end of communication with it. However, communication was re-established shortly afterward. Because the probes have been in space for so long, NASA engineers have had to shut down some of their systems. Voyager 1 currently has 4 out of its 10 instruments running, and Voyager 2 has 5 out of its 10 still operational. NASA has powered down heaters and other systems to save power for the probe's high-gain antennas, their main contact points with Earth. In conclusion, the Voyager probes have faced numerous challenges during their long journeys through space. However, their resilience and the dedication of NASA engineers have ensured that they continue to provide valuable data about our solar system and beyond. One of the key findings of the Voyager spacecraft's instrument happened back in 2015, when the craft discovered that even past the heliopause, which is the outer edge of the heliosphere that acts like the surface of the bubble that surrounds our solar system, solar winds can still redirect the magnetic field of charged particles they encounter. The low-energy charged particle instruments are still active on both probes, and it was this instrument that helped researchers locate the heliopause in 1993 after a violent burst of solar activity from the Sun. The hydrazine thrusters are still active on both craft, propelling the spacecraft and helping them keep warm. Both space probes have a micrometeorite shield that protects the instruments at the rear of the spacecraft from dust and tiny particles. Another important instrument that is still powered is called the optical calibration target instruments, which calibrate each of the probe's charged particle instruments. Both of the Voyagers have had their instruments pointed to the target plate for calibration countless times during their long deep space travels. Other instruments on the probes are switched off, and some have been off for decades now to conserve power. Aside from the instruments are the probe's radioisotope thermoelectric generators, which use plutonium-238 to power the craft and keep them warm, allowing the probes to extend their missions for such a long time. However, they are starting to become weaker and weaker, and one day will stop operating altogether, ending the Voyager missions forever. That day could come very soon. However, just because the probes will one day go silent, that doesn't mean that the Voyagers will be useless to us. Both spacecraft carry a message from Earth for other advanced civilizations that might be out there. A couple could potentially spot these probes in space. The Voyager Golden Records are phonograph records that were put aboard both of the Voyager spacecraft. These records were intended to provide a snapshot of Earth and its inhabitants for any extraterrestrial intelligence that might encounter the probes in the distant future. The records include recordings of various natural sounds from Earth, such as thunder, bird songs, and the sound of ocean waves. They also contain greetings spoken in 55 languages and musical selections from different cultures around the world. Some of the music pieces include Bach's Brandenburg Concerto No. 2, Beethoven's Symphony No. 5, and, believe it or not, Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good. The records also contain 116 images encoded in analog form, depicting various aspects of life on Earth, including landscapes, animals, human anatomy, and scientific diagrams. It's certainly worth mentioning that the content was curated by a committee chaired by the late great Carl Sagan, the astronomer, cosmologist, and science communicator. The records are made of gold-plated copper and are designed to withstand the rigors of space travel for billions of years. Each record is encased in an aluminum cover with instructions for playback engraved on the outside, including information on how to build a stylus and a cartridge to play the records, as well as a diagram showing the location of the Sun relative to 14 pulsars, which can be used to determine the time and place of origin of the spacecraft. If there are hostile aliens out there, we just gave them directions to our planet. They might not care. The primary purpose of the Golden Records is to convey a message of goodwill from humanity to any extraterrestrial beings that might intercept the Voyager probes. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen anytime soon. Now, remember when we told you that we had something mind-blowing to tell you? It has to do with the amazing fact that we're still able to communicate with the probes at all, with them both being over 15 billion miles away. Voyager 1 is moving away from us at around 38,000 miles per hour, and Voyager 2 is moving at around 35,000 miles per hour. But here's something interesting that you probably didn't know. For a portion of every year, the Earth comes around the Sun and is moving towards both spacecraft faster than they are moving away. That's right. Earth, in its orbit, swings towards the spacecraft at a speed of 67,000 miles per hour. Therefore, their distances to Earth are getting closer temporarily. They never change their outward motion. It is us and the Earth that changes. Both of the Voyager probes continue their mission to explore interstellar space and transmit valuable scientific data back to Earth. They remain the farthest human-made objects from Earth, operating beyond the influence of our Sun's solar wind in the interstellar medium. They are truly a testament to the ingenuity of the human imagination. That's all we have for today, but be sure to stay tuned here for more updates on the Voyager missions as we hear about them. Let us know if you want to hear more about the discoveries from these amazing probes in the comments, and thanks for watching.